now listening to Regular Guys Podcast.
What is up, regulars? Welcome back to another episode of Regular Guys Podcast. This is episode 2. We are rolling along. We want to thank you for the support we had for episode 1. We're looking to get a little bit spicy this week. We're talking about the GOATs. Topics, I feel like topics that divide us, gentlemen. We talk a little bit about GOATs, the NFL, GOATs, the NBA. But you know who we're with? Got my dog, Matt.
What's going on, guys? We're back, episode 2. Like PJ mentioned, you guys killed it. We love the support. We appreciate you.
And I'm here with the best non-New Yorker New Yorker in the world, Jacob Santiago.
What's good, guys? Appreciate the love and support. Like Matt said, we got a lot of things coming for you guys, so I hope you enjoy this episode.
Jake, when are we going to get this whole thing translated, man? Fully in Spanish, SAP, like everything.
I mean, I got you, but you know how Puerto Ricans are. We got that Spanglish, so it's almost like a whole nother dialect.
It's perfect.
So, but hey, I mean, I'll help you. We'll get it down.
It's perfect.
And then after every time I make my point, I'll be like, caso cerrado, and then we'll just end it right there.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, we gotta check to see if Telemundo has like a podcast network, man. We can get on Telemundo Podcasts.
That thing never ends. It just keeps going.
Man.
You know how Hispanics are.
Well, we could keep going on this, but I feel like it's getting downhill. We're talking GOATs, everybody. Man, I'm really excited for this episode. I hope y'all are excited too.
It's definitely a touchy subject. More so, I feel, NBA wise than the NFL. But I mean, NFL, you can kind of say the same as far as GOATs, but I'm with you. I'm excited. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I feel like for some reason NBA is more emotional with that topic, and I think it's because there's so many more positions in football. There's so much more impact, whereas basketball is really about who can take over and score. But yeah, let's just jump right into it then. I'm trying to see some fights today, gentlemen. I'm trying to see people butt heads. People love drama. Jake loves drama. Let's get this thing going. We're talking about the GOAT of the NFL. The GOAT. Now, it depends on what your definition of GOAT is. Maybe we should start there, gentlemen. To you, what is the GOAT, Jake?
So for me in this case, we'll go into it in a little bit about who we picked. But for my GOAT, I wanted to pick somebody that I saw more or less play in his career. I didn't want to go for a guy like Johnny Unitas, who I don't know, like I just go off stats, but I've never saw him play. I didn't have anything to do with Johnny Unitas. So
Jake, I asked you what GOAT means.
Oh, greatest of all time.
And you already
I thought you were asking my definition of GOAT.
I said, what does GOAT mean? And he tells
greatest
me what
of all
GOAT
time.
does not mean.
Greatest of all time. All right.
And this is why we're excited for episode 2.
Yeah,
man,
PJ really wanted to keep it spicy, huh?
We're getting it into it already, man. I got my Cholula hot sauce over here. So for me, I'll tell you, Jake, the direction that I was going. For me, the GOAT is you're down 20-0 in a playoff game. You win, you go home. What player of all time could you plug into that situation and say, I got a good chance of coming back in this NFL game?
My Madden quarterback right now.
For those who don't know, we're in a Madden franchise together. Jake has never made the Super Bowl on his own. So I don't know why he's talking about his quarterback here. But Matt, start us off, man. You're down by 20. The GOAT is the one who can really step in no matter what. No amount of pressure is too much. He can take over the game. Who's your GOAT in the NFL?
So for me, and when I tell you who my GOAT is, I promise you I'm going to do my best to make it seem like to not make it seem like I'm a big fan of this guy. But for me, it's got to be Pretty Boy Tom. If you're a Dolphins fan, Jets fan, Bills, I get it. You might Not, I mean, you might want to turn it off right now. But the proof is in the pudding. Jordan, if you're listening, this is not for you right now because I'm about to give all the grace to pretty boy Tom, who's still in the 40s, getting it done. I mean, when you look at just stats alone in regular season, he's the touchdown leader with 581. He's second in completions behind Breeze, which he'll, surpass because Breeze retired. He's second in pass yards behind Breeze also, which again he will pass that because Breeze is gone. And then when you get into the postseason stuff, he's just unanimous leader in postseason touchdowns. It's not even close. Like he's got 83. I think the next guy's got like 42, I want to say. And I think it might be Rodgers, if I'm not mistaken. And then, I mean, once you get into the hardware, he's almost got all his fingers covered up with Super Bowl rings. He's got 7 of them, 4 Super Bowl MVPs. That's most ever. And then 3 regular season MVPs. Yeah, we've seen night in and night out. Down 20, he's going to dink and dunk you down the field. And then all of a sudden, you're going to try to stop it, and he's going to hit you over top for the deep shot. But it works. He's not the most mobile, but man, he is the prettiest.
All right. We get it. We get it, man. This man's had a 2-minute speech of how much he loves Brady. Jake, you agree with that? You agree with all he's saying about Brady here?
I mean, yes, he's got the rings, he's got the the records, the whatever you want to call it. But I'll tell you what, he's got a couple L's from Super Bowls.
Oh no, who's he got those L's to, Jake? Let's hear it.
Of course, one's from the Eagles, but 2 of them came from my Giants. All right. People can say what they want, but I got one thing to tell you. You can't spell elite without Eli.
Put that on a shirt.
Okay?
Put that on a shirt.
All right. Yeah, merch coming soon. Elite, and there's just Eli is going to be just in bold letters.
I love
it. The game manager.
Hey, whatever you want to say. He gave Tom 2 L's.
So, Matt, I agree with it. It's really hard to make an argument against Tom Brady being the GOAT just because of his wins, man. The man just knows how to win, and I think this last season in Tampa Bay cemented it. Like, it really proved it.
Yeah.
You could have argued, yeah, he won, but he had Bill Belichick, one of the top 5 greatest coaches of all time, easily top 5, maybe top 3 greatest coaches of all time. Yeah, so you could have made the argument it's the system. I think he proved that it's not that he is the system this year. Here's my only problem with Brady. This man's been playing for like 38 years, and he really doesn't lead any major statistical category. Yeah, he's in the top, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's because he's been playing since 1967. He still doesn't lead most categories. He doesn't lead in yards. That's Breeze. He doesn't lead in completions, like you said. Also Breeze. He doesn't even lead in passer rating. He's not. He puts together wins, but I think you can make an argument that there are stretches or there are times when he was carried by the Patriots' great defense, or he was carried by just dinking and dunking his way down the field with great tight ends. I feel like he hasn't really had a season that's blown you away statistically since 2007 when he had Moss and he was just dotting up all over 50. The place.
Yeah.
He plays very within himself, but his clutch factor I think is off the charts. I'm gonna go with somebody else. As my GOAT. I'm gonna present my argument. You guys hear me out. I'm gonna go with Bruce Smith, famous Bills DN. So here's why I think Bruce Smith is the GOAT. For me, what negates a quarterback? Pressure, period. As much as Jake likes to say that Eli beat Brady, what actually beat Brady
defensive line
was the Giants pass rush, 100%. It was O.C. Umenyiora. It was Strahan. If you have no time to throw, you won't throw. Bruce Smith, 200 career sacks. That's still number 1 all time, and this man retired 15 years ago. No one is close to beating that. 43 forced fumbles, 2 picks, 1 back to the house, 1,200 tackles. He has tackle stats, fumble stats, interception stats on par with the best linebackers in the league, and he played DN. And then his sack stats are off the charts. So to me, this means this man was getting home. He was creating turnovers. Oh, and the unrecorded thing is the pressures. How many picks do you think guys got? How many missed passes, incompletions do you think were a direct result of Bruce Smith? I think a big reason that the Bills were so successful was Bruce Smith. I feel like if you take Bruce Smith out of New York, yeah, they still had Jim Kelly, they still had OJ before he was chopping people up. I think if you take Bruce Smith out of there, man, I don't know. I feel like they don't do as well. I feel like they don't do 4 straight Super Bowls. That's all I'm gonna say. And I feel like if you put Bruce Smith on any team right now, that team has another 4 wins.
I like the argument. I mean, I can't really back it because it's simple fact. I mean, I've never really seen Bruce Smith play, but the stats in that scenario, that's where I would have to rely on the stats. And the stats, I mean, if no one's broken you say he was leader in sacks all time still.
He's still the all-time leader in sacks.
Yeah, and I mean, in today's day and age, you would think someone would get close to it now since it's more pass heavy than ever before. So
Yeah.
although I can't back you on it because I've never seen him play, it's a valid argument.
All right. Let me ask you a question. So it's that same game, 20-0. All of a sudden, Brady comes on the field, right? Boom, it's 2020 again. Now put Bruce Smith on that field too. Now, we've seen Brady against elite pressure before, and he's fallen apart. Put Bruce Smith on that field. Now, which team is winning? I feel like I got to give it to Bruce Smith. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Brady. I'm gonna go Brady because of the simple fact. Yeah, Bruce Smith is elite. But in my seeings of watching Brady play, I mean, unless he's winding up trying to go deep, it honestly depends on the scenario. If he's got 2 minutes to dink and dunk you, Bruce Smith can kind of will be able to get home, but will it be as fast if as soon as he sheds the offensive tackle, the ball's already gone? Now, if you're saying like it's 20 seconds, Brady's got to go 40 yards, then yeah, you sign me up for Bruce Smith because obviously he's going to get there. Brady's got to wait for the play to develop. So in that case, I feel like it's more scenario than it is like just okay, give me an answer.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It is scenario based, but we've seen this scenario. Brady couldn't beat Michael Strahan, and Bruce Smith has 60 more sacks than Michael Strahan. That's
But
how much more elite this man was.
but also, it wasn't just Michael Strahan.
Yeah, it was
You,
Strahan, OC
you had
Umenyiora.
Antonio Pierce coming up the middle at middle linebacker.
Totally,
Who
totally agree. But if you have such a disruptive force on the outside, all right, so you double him, guess what happens on the other side of your line? Somebody else is getting home. Even if you have just an average guy, somebody else is getting home.
But by the time that happens, the guy's double team. Brady's already gone through his first 3 progressions, and he's passing it to his 4th option.
Is the other guy on a scale? How good is the other guy?
Let's just put him an average guy. Let's say it's Yannick the Freak Ngakwe. He can get home sometimes. He's not crazy. He's an average guy. I think if you've got all the attention on Bruce, Yannick is going to start winning one on
I take
ones.
Brady. I take Brady.
Yeah,
And this is coming from a Giants fan and a Jets fan. I take Brady.
I gotta disagree with you. You know what?
I mean, that's fine, but
Let's leave here.
I
Let's
don't
leave it.
trust Unique at all anymore.
Let's
yeah,
leave it
that
up
was
to
a
the
horrible
regulars.
scenario. You picked the guy that's been on 7 NFL teams in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Yannick has a lot of potential, man. I really
and
think
a lot of jerseys.
That is
that's
true.
true. That's true. But I'm not arguing for Unique. I'm arguing for Bruce Smith. Leave it down in the comments below. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Insta, tell us who wins. You know what? Also, though, I feel like the error matters too. Because if Bruce Smith was lighting up Brady before like all this QB is safe, two hits and Brady's done. 2 hits and Brady's no longer throwing straight. I'm not endorsing violence. I hate violence. I'm saying Bruce Smith is a bad man. Like, he didn't hold back like people today hold back. Jake, who's your GOAT, man?
I'm gonna have to go LaDainian Tomlinson, the running back. I actually saw him play most of his time, and just the numbers he was putting up was ridiculous. He had over 1,200 yards the first about 7 seasons of his career. That's insane. And he was having over 50 receptions each of those years too. So he was also, it wasn't just rushing. Anything in the backfield he was catching. And you want to talk about a guy who kept up the production throughout his NFL career. When he was with his first season with the Jets, and he was 31 years old, he almost had 1,000 rushing yards. He had 914. At 31 years old, with a second-year quarterback in Mark Sanchez, he was carrying that offense at 31 years old. I think that's remarkable.
Didn't he split carries?
His carries, he had 229 that year. It was in 2011 where he dropped a lot. But 2010, that first season, he was predominantly the main back for the Jets. He didn't get the touchdowns, but he definitely had the production.
Yeah, I gotta say, I definitely agree with you that LT changed the way the game was played. I think you could say that he was one of the first really great receiving backs. Like you said, man, LT was like, you draft LT number 1 overall in fantasy, man.
Oh,
He scored insane amounts of touchdowns on the ground. He was like the running back who could catch. He was Bell, McCaffrey before they existed. I would say to some extent they molded their game after LT. Here's my only question though, Jake. How many playoff games did LT get to? How many Super Bowls did LT get to?
No Super Bowls. And playoff wins were very scarce with that Chargers team. But
how can you be a GOAT?
How can you be a
if you can't carry your team to the playoff?
Football's different. Football's different.
Hold on. Let me phrase the question this way.
Okay.
Barry Sanders played on probably the worst teams ever. And he was able to bring the Lions to the playoffs.
That was also in 1855 when there was 3 teams.
It was late 90s. Just because you're 17 years old and you remember the 90s doesn't mean it was forever ago. I'm saying Barry Sanders could do it, right? Adrian Peterson. This man played with Christian Ponder. Name me 2 people there.
He also played with Brett Favre.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
before Favre.
Before Favre, when he's playing with Christian Ponder, right? Nobody was scared of Christian Ponder. Nobody was scared of Christian Ponder. Yeah, he had Brooks Bollinger. He had Gus Frerotte. You remember Brad Johnson was like 48 years old?
Yep.
Imagine running against a 9-man box, and he still carried those teams to the playoffs. Everyone knew he was running. Tell me.
LT also still had Phillip.
Boom. To me, how can you be the GOAT if you're not even the best running back of all time?
I mean, that's your opinion, but your question for GOAT was, you're down 21-0, you need someone to, carry the load, and I prefer LaDainian Tomlinson in that point.
Man, to me, LT's not even the best running back. He's not even
I didn't say best running back. I said GOAT. For me, I want him to be – I love LaDainian Tomlinson. So for me, he was the GOAT. He changed everything, the way the running backs played. And when he was playing, defenses were scary.
Did he ever get a 2,000-yard season?
Oof. You know what? I'll tell you right now.
He had
18-15 is the closest he ever got, man.
But he scored 28 rushing touchdowns that year too.
He did. So tell me, man, you agree with this? You agree with this?
Is LT the GOAT? Slim class of guys who can hit that 2,000 mark. I mean, AP's on it. Marshall Faulk, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, so Chris Johnson's on it. What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, Chris Johnson was sweet back in the day.
Yeah, Chris Johnson
fell off. Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson was nice.
It was nice, but he wasn't.
I can't go LT. Don't get me wrong, he was good, but Yeah, like you said, I feel like the absolute greats, the Barry Sanders, AP, they elevate their team when the guys on their team suck. I mean, all those quarterbacks the Vikings went through, I can't even name a guy on the Lions when Barry was playing. Eh, Like they
That's
wore
it,
the
man.
offense.
Yeah, man.
LT had Philip Rivers, Antonio Gates, Vincent Jackson, and
Not to mention that defense.
yeah, the defense. You
Sean
know what?
Merriman, before
Yeah,
everyone knew he was juicing, and he was getting 20 sacks a game. Yeah, man.
and they couldn't get over the hump. And yeah, I'm sorry.
So my question, because I know AP did AP win an MVP?
He did.
Yeah,
He did
Okay,
win
how
MVP.
many how many
He
other
won
running
it.
backs have?
He won an MVP after he tore his ACL.
Okay,
After he
how many other
shredded
running
his knee.
backs have won an MVP? Because LT won.
LT won, probably Jim Brown, maybe Bo Jackson. I'm not sure.
yeah.
I'm not sure. I would
I
say
mean, it helps his case, but I still can't go LT.
to me, LT is not even the best LT that's played football. I mean, that goes to Lawrence Taylor.
I know that was good. We talked about this before recording because I
I
was
mean,
completely. It was Lawrence Taylor or LaDainian Tomlinson, and I wanted to be the guy to spice things up, so I decided to go with LaDainian Tomlinson.
I think he would have a
Everyone
better case
said,
with Lawrence
"Oh
Taylor.
man, that's a good pick. You should do that." And then I picked LT, the running back.
Nah, we was setting you up,
That's a
man.
Yeah,
whack
man, we
pick.
set you
All
up.
right, man, that's fine.
We set you up, bro.
So final word, Matt. Is LT the GOAT? Or how about this? He's not the GOAT. Can we at least put him in the top 5 GOAT conversation?
For running backs?
No. Overall.
Oh no,
Oh
Okay,
man.
how about
Jake.
this?
no.
He is, and tell
If
me
you
if
said
because
running backs, then maybe 5, 4. But if you're saying of all, no, I can't.
right. So PJ brought this up the other day. We were talking before we weren't recording or anything, and he said that Steph Curry is a guy that changed the NBA. So can we put that LT as a guy that changed the way running backs play?
Oh,
No,
definitely. No,
I
for
can't.
sure. Yeah, that's what I said. I feel like he was like the top uh pass catching back. Like he started that trend back when running backs did more. Like even AP, right? AP probably caught, I don't know, 30 balls in his whole career. He's not a pass catching back.
Yeah,
He's a one guy. If you shut down the run, AP is gone. But yeah, LT for sure changed how the game was played. So did a lot of people. Like uh Patriots started employing that two tight end system with who's that guy who was killing people? Aaron Hernandez
Hernandez.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and Gronk.
Gronk. Yeah,
They changed it, right? You used to have one pass catching tight end, one blocking tight end. Now everyone wanted two pass catching tight ends, right? So yeah, you can change the game and still not be the GOAT.
yeah,
So
yeah. I agree.
drop your thoughts. Is Jake whack for saying LT is the GOAT?
Wow. You know what? Actually, yeah. Comment away, please. We need comments. We need likes. We need follows. I will be the Skip Bayless for this
Skip.
podcast. Okay,
Skip.
Skip. I will be the Skip for this podcast. Okay.
Gentlemen, let's get off topic. Edelman, we talked about him last week. It's almost like we knew the future. We were scared he wasn't going to be able to play with the knee. News has come down that he's retired. Jake, is he staying retired? Or are we going to see him in a Bucks uniform come week 7?
I don't know if you guys saw this, but it's been going around social media. Gronk has been, joking around saying there's a 69% chance he shows up in a Bucks uniform next year. I don't know how true that is, but Brady does love him some Edelman.
I wouldn't say this year because I think the injuries are serious. I think he sits out a year and he'll see what Brady does. If Brady comes back again the following year, I think there's a good shot you see Edelman perhaps test the waters to try and come back. Because I mean, I know Chris Godwin signed his franchise tag. At some point, he's going to get paid. Can the Bucks pay him? I'm not necessarily sure. I mean, they were able to sign a lot of their key guys back. So I mean, if Godwin can't, they may look to get Edelman on the cheap. So we'll see. I don't really see it this year. like I said, I feel like the injuries are legit.
Yeah, I can see him pulling a Gronk, sitting out 2 seasons, getting his body healthy, and then if Brady's going again, season
Yeah,
3, like two more after 2 seasons, and he's still going, I don't see why Edelman just comes back for 1 season, get another
yeah,
ring.
yeah.
Yeah, I could agree with you, Jake. Take a year off, let the body rest. Might not be the last that we've seen of Edelman. Hey, we saw some other news. Clowney to the Browns. This is another guy who can't live up to his potential here, but is this a good signing? Is this a better signing for the Browns or for Clowney, Matt?
I'm gonna say it's a better sign for Clowney. You don't have any pressure on you. You're not the guy. Miles Garrett is obviously the guy. He's going to demand the double teams, so you should be able to operate and get home on one on ones versus the right tackle. Um, I don't know. He is just one of those guys that he had the one good game against Michigan in a bowl game where you see the play and it's like, goodness, this guy just he's oozing with elite talent. And then he got to the league and he probably had one good year and then that was it. And then he's just been bouncing around from the Seahawks to the Titans. Now he's on the Browns. And I don't know. I really don't think there's anything left in him. And it sucks because he's still relatively young, but I think it's more of a good signing for Clowney than it is for the Browns.
Yeah, when you can get 10 mil for 1 year, I think that's a great deal for you.
Yeah.
So we gotta see how that works out. Browns got a lot of potential, man. I really like their head coach. I wish the Vikings had him. No, they did have him.
They did
That's
have
right.
him.
Kevin Stefanski.
This is like the
Instead of
20th
promoting,
Minnesota guy you guys have let go.
who's done amazingly, man. Mike Tomlin out in Pittsburgh. Guess where he was?
Minnesota.
Minnesota defensive coordinator. Guess who we chose over him? Leslie Frazier, who ended up going 6-10 like 3 times in a row. I don't know what Minnesota's doing. Hey, we also saw some other news. James Conner to the
Um,
Cardinals.
Yep.
yeah, that's
Yep.
not as bad. It's,
All right,
Yep.
we're moving on. That's it.
yeah,
Done.
I mean, some people in our friends group would say James Conner is
is a
someone,
keeper.
yeah, as a keeper, but that's another discussion for another time.
Who is it? Just what does this person do for work?
Oh, he works for the great postal service.
Nice, nice,
No.
man. All right, fellas. I think we did good today. I think we proved that Bruce Smith is the GOAT, and no one else even comes close.
This guy.
So, thank you very much, gentlemen. Hey, we're gonna step away for a second and get a word from this big sponsor.
This episode is sponsored by Healthy Measures, a wellness advocate for doTERRA, selling natural products for all ages and professions in support of healthy living. If you enjoy sports or exercising but have trouble with soreness the next day, try adding doTERRA's Deep Blue Rub to your post-workout routine, using the power of essential oils to help soothe overworked muscles.
Fellas, the time is here. The time is here to talk about it, man. Spicy topic. Time to get the juices flowing. Let's really get it going.
Mm.
GOAT of the NBA. Now, we each have 3 different positions. Why don't we do this? Jake, we'll let you go first. Just give us 30 seconds. Who's your GOAT? A quick 2 sentences why he's your GOAT. Then, Matt, you next. I'll go last. Then we can get into it. Jake, who's your GOAT?
I just got 3 words: Kobe Bean Bryant. That's it. That's all you need.
Solid intro. Matt, who's your GOAT?
The one and only King James, LeBron James, is my GOAT. And that's all I'm saying for right now.
All right. So you know where I stand then. On the wrong side of 30, the old man of the group.
John Stockton.
The mailman, Carmelo now. I'm going to go with Michael Jordan. Here's my only sentence. What did everybody say? They want to be like Mike. No one has ever said, I'm going to be like Kobe. I want to be like Mike. People still rock his shoes.
That is true.
He made movies that changed the culture. I'm not talking about like Shaq with Shazam, or whatever that movie was. This man made cultural movies, man. That's my GOAT. That's my GOAT. Matt, let's hear it, man. Present your case for LeBron. Let's just get this over with.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off by saying this. I've had this GOAT discussion. This is dating back to days sitting at the lunchroom table arguing with people. This will forever be an ongoing topic. I honestly, at this point in my life, feel it's more of who you've seen, and that's the reason why I can't say Jordan. Yeah, I was born when Jordan was winning. I was like 2 years old, bro. I didn't know what basketball was, but I have watched LeBron James. So look, I'll say this: yes, 4-6 in the finals. I'll give you the the really only one I can blame him for is against the Dallas Mavs. He choked. I mean, I'll say here, he really did. He choked. 4-6, 10 NBA finals. He's eighth on the all-time assist list as a small forward. As a small forward, eighth, third in most points scored. And there's a good possibility that when it's all said and done, can surpass the great Kareem, number one. Playoff stats, a lot of people like to say he's not a scorer, but according to the stats, he's first. First above Kobe, first above Jordan. Assists, he's second behind, the Showtime Laker great Magic Johnson. To me, he's just the best all-around player. He leaves an organization, and it just shows how much he did. Yeah, I get it. Jordan, he had all these guys. I feel like a lot of people like to point to Jordan himself rather than looking at the talent around him. I mean, Scottie was great, and yeah, you could say the same for LeBron. But at the same time, to me, LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. Now, if you're gonna hit me with that, oh, Jordan's got 6 rings, blah blah blah.
No.
Yeah,
Here's what I'm gonna hit you with. I'm gonna hit you with your own argument, right? Watch this. Boom. That's a New York thing. Watch this. Boom. In our NFL GOAT segment, you acknowledge that Brady doesn't have the best stats, right? He's second, third, whatever in stats. To you, what made it was the clutch. The man can win. The man has rings. You have to apply that same metric to this discussion here, man.
and LeBron is also clutch.
All right.
Oh, I'm here for it. I'm here for
Here we
it.
go.
LeBron
Here we
is
go.
also
No.
clutch.
Here we go. So you said doesn't have the best stats, right? But he's got the rings. He's got the Brady. He can win. So that means Mike is the GOAT then. Like, Mike has never played ever in the NBA Finals. He has never played a Game 6 or a Game 7. That stat alone, what does that tell you?
I don't know, man. What does it tell me?
You know exactly what it tells you. You know exactly what it tells you. That's why you're on mute right now. That's why Jake is on mute right now. You and all right, fine. So stats don't matter, but then you listed 15 stats, which LeBron leads maybe one of those. Most points per game, Jordan. Best shooting percentage, higher field goal percentage rate. This man is a better shooter. He's a better defender. He's got almost a full half steal per game more. He's a better defender. He's a better shooter. He's a better winner. He's more clutch. He's got more rings. And he played. Hold on. He played in an era when defense was way harder than it was now. Guys were way more aggressive. Were way more like refs weren't calling this junk on people. People weren't taking 4 steps and calling it a gather. Nah. There was none of that. Basketball was I'm in your way. You got to get around me. You have to create space, not with these garbage step back moves and all that. You have to drive to the hole and create space. Jordan did all that.
So could LeBron.
Jordan did all that with better stats, better wins, better rings, and has never played a Game 6 or a Game 7 in his life.
But tell us what Jordan was doing before the rings.
Watch this.
barely escaping out of the first round.
Watch this. That scenario that we said earlier, right? 21-0, and someone has to come in. Jordan has never experienced that. He's never experienced that. He got to the point where someone said, "I'll give you 7 games," and he said, "Why? Why? I'll do it in 5."
Yo, Matt's got that face of when you're trying to rage quit in Madden. Like where they pull some Madden cheese and you're just like, yo, I'm about to break this controller real quick.
He said, "I'll." He said,
I'm not
"I'll
buying
do, he
it.
said, I'll do
I'm not
all of
buying
these
it.
rings in 5 or less." And LeBron has gone to 7 and still has more L's. That's all I'm gonna say. Jake, talk to me about Kobe, man. Rest in peace.
I mean, what do you want to hear about Kobe? I mean, I think his stats speak for themselves. 18-time All-Star, 12-time All-Defensive. He wasn't just a scorer. Everyone says he was a scoring machine, which he was. But this man was playing defense. He was killing that defense. 4-time All-Star MVP, which now the MVP award is the Kobe Bryant Award, which I think is great, by the way. 15-time All-NBA, 2-time Finals MVP, scoring champ, 5-time NBA champ. This, like I said, stats speak for themselves. 25 a game. Field goal percentage was at 45%. The 3-point wasn't that high because he wasn't really shooting threes in the beginning of his career. But then when he started cutting back on the dunks, that's when he started, trying to pop up more from the 3. Free throw percentage, 83, 84. That's solid numbers there, man. I saw Kobe grow up. I saw Kobe when I was growing up, just watching him play, man. When seconds are counting down, Lakers need a bucket. There was nobody else that literally the rest of the Lakers team just stood to the side. There was no reason for, like I said, the rest of the Lakers team would just stand to the side.
Big shot, Rob.
Okay, you know what? No. Bring in the Shaq if you want. Okay.
All right.
Because
let me bring it in. Let me bring it in. Let me ask you a question.
All right, go ahead. Do you?
Let me ask you a question. Since Matt talked about Shaq, and I do think that's a valid point that he brings up. So we got to explore it, right?
That's fine.
I totally agree with you. Kobe is, to me, he's number 2. LeBron is 3. To me, it's Matt, MJ, Kobe, LeBron. To me.
I completely agree with that same order.
Wrong.
But so I 100% agree with you wholeheartedly. You know how I know? When I was
because he's a Jordan clone.
No.
Of course you're going to agree.
Yes,
he's a Jordan clone.
I hear.
Why break
what's watch it. When we were going to school, right? When a kid would ball up a piece of paper and throw it in the can, what did he yell out?
Kobe.
That's it. Boom. Boom. So literally everybody worldwide knew if you needed a score, it's going to Kobe. I totally agree with you there. Here's my counter argument, like Matt said. Name me 5 centers better than Shaq.
You could probably only say one, and that's Kareem.
That's it, bro. So this man played.
I mean, Olajuwon was up there.
5.
But he's not better than
this man.
But he's not better than Shaq, though.
No,
I mean, he had a shot. He was one of the first centers to start shooting.
This man played with a top 5, maybe top 3 center of all time.
Kareem. Oh yeah, you already said Kareem.
I'm gonna say top 2. I'm gonna say top 2.
How many rings
center.
did he get with Shaq and without? And what does that tell us about him?
So he got 3 with Shaq and he got 2 without. Shaq only got 1 without him. Without Kobe. And also Shaq played for 18 different teams after the Lakers. So it's like he kept trying to drag out a career that wasn't needing to be dragged out. I mean, Shaq is great. I love Shaq. But when he left the Lakers, he had, 2 to 3 good seasons after that? And then everything else was – when he was on the Suns, he wasn't anything crazy. It was just the heat.
The big man position after that was just dying. We still see it now. It's not even close to Joel Embiid, Cat, but it's and the Joker, but it's Shaq, man, was just on you literally knew what Shaq was going to do and you could not stop it.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if that Joker was going to miss 4 straight free throws. He was going to take at least 20 attempts. One of them was going to fall.
Of
But the
course.
fact that he's literally backing you down, I mean, just the disrespectful stuff this guy did. Again, I mean, I love Kobe. I love Kobe's mentality. Me personally,
You
Shaq.
cannot say that Shaq made Kobe.
No, I'm not saying that.
Oh,
But
okay.
Shaq, because of how dominant he was, could have gotten somebody a little lesser of a star, a superstar as Kobe, and still won. I don't think Kobe's winning with a lesser of a big man than Shaq and still winning.
I can say the
Agreed.
same thing about LeBron. I don't think
That's what I say.
LeBron wins if he doesn't go with Dwayne.
I don't think, man, I don't know about that one. Dwayne wasn't nowhere what he was when he won the first championship.
It doesn't matter. It's that mentality,
My
that
guy
work mentality, that
carried
champion mentality.
my guy carried them. He won the MVPs. Where was D-Wade when they lost to the Spurs?
Where was LeBron when they lost to the Mavs?
And I'll give you that.
I know. I'm saying like LeBron started
Oh, sorry.
winning when he was
Sorry,
on
I
the
heard a
Heat.
choke there. Is that what?
No, I give you that. And I said that in my argument. Yeah, that's the one finals that I blame him for, that he can't escape from.
And the finals against the Spurs, that Cavs team had no they had no right to be in that finals. That was Broom's season. The Spurs they came out
And
with the
how did they
brooms
get
on
there?
tip off.
And how did they get there?
The
Because
East
of
is
LeBron.
horrible.
And whose fault is that? That's not LeBron.
I know it's not LeBron's fault, but Kobe
So
played
could
in
Kobe take a no good team like LeBron did to the finals?
Yes, and win.
No, get out of here. This guy. Is that why he
You know-
requested a trade? Get out of here.
Oof.
Get
But-
out of here.
But he requested it. That's
No,
fine. But
because the team was garbage.
nah.
You know,
We don't-
Jordan, maybe.
I do
Jordan,
We don't talk
maybe.
about that. We don't talk about that trade.
I do think
Exactly.
Matt has a very valid point there. Could Kobe carry a team without a top guy with him? And
Okay.
he did it. Hold on. He did it twice, right? But do you think if Shaq was never there, he has those 3 rings? Maybe he has one. Do you think he has 3,
Okay,
Jake?
so I don't know because the West has always been difficult.
I don't
Kobe
think he's on
coming-
the Lakers. To be
Kobe
honest.
coming up, I don't, and I kind of agree with that with Matt too. Shaq had everything. He was a main reason for Kobe.
Oh, so you lost your argument then? If you agree
No,
with
I'm
that.
not gonna discredit
So
Shaq.
LeBron,
bye.
Jordan. All right. Next
So what?
segment.
You want me to discredit one of the biggest big men in the NBA? You can't do that either. Kobe was a rookie in 96, 97 when Shaq was getting ready to kill. He was killing the league. But you have to
Then
look
he,
at in the
bounced
finals.
Jordan out of the playoffs.
In the finals, the first couple of finals when Shaq was dominating, Kobe wasn't averaging like 15 points a game. He was averaging high 20s, 25, 26 a game.
Yeah.
At an
when you
early
have-
age.
Yeah, when you have 30 second chance opportunities because you got
Okay, so
Shaq down there.
So just
When you-
like
When you have the ball twice as much as the other team does, because you have crazy rebounders, of course you're gonna have more points.
okay, so
Without a doubt.
that's almost the same excuse that Matt said. It's not LeBron's fault that the East sucked. It's not Kobe's fault that Shaq was so dominant and he was able to score more.
But that's why I raised the question. I feel Shaq could take a lesser version of Kobe and still win because of how dominant he was.
Then why didn't he do it with the Magic?
But Kobe, I mean, he was nowhere near where he was when he was with the Lakers.
Yeah, and he
Lakers,
also left. And he
yeah,
also
Lakers
left.
Shaq
Maybe
was
he
the
could've.
greatest.
Yeah.
Was the greatest he was.
Yeah, maybe he could have done it with the Magic as he matured into himself. Like Matt said, the man was young when he was with the Magic, man.
Yeah. Again, I'm not taking nothing from Kobe. I do think those two rings that he won are very legit. Are definitely very legit. But I also feel like if Shaq doesn't go to the Lakers, I don't think Kobe's on the Lakers throughout his career. I think he's gone. I don't know where, but that's just my thing. And I mean, I'm also a big Shaq fan, but
Oh, I love Shaq. He's probably one of my favorite. Just the way he is off and on the court. It's amazing.
yeah.
Shaq is also hilarious, man. I
Yeah.
love that man.
It's really
Shaq
hard
is
not
so
to like
funny.
Shaq.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really nice. All right, man. Let us know. Let us know in the comments. What order are you putting the GOATs? Type it below. Is it Kobe,
Yes.
MJ, LeBron,
No.
like Jake says? Or is it MJ, Kobe, LeBron, like I say? Or is it LeBron,
LeBron.
LeBron? Let us know, man. Also, are you putting anyone else in there? You putting Wilt Chamberlain maybe in the discussion or Kareem in that discussion of
I
GOAT?
think Kareem.
Kareem, yeah. I definitely put Kareem in the discussion.
I would put Kareem in there too, man. He's underrated.
Yeah.
Wilt not so much because he played when the rules were so much different, man. Like I don't think you can judge
It
him
was such a different time
today's.
period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you couldn't judge him against today's standards, so it's hard to tell. Not taking anything from Wilt, but it's hard to tell what he would do now. Fellas, let's go off topic. We had some news this week about Lamar Aldridge. Matt, what's up with our boy Lamar?
LeBron? Oh, so you admit LeBron's the GOAT? Confirmed right here. Y'all heard it here first.
So we're gonna help our host out. It's LaMarcus Aldridge, not Lamar. So let's just help him
even
out real
worse.
quick.
Lamar Odom.
I put an abbreviation here, Lamar Ald, and
This is why we're the regular guys, people. This is
forgot
why
to
you tune
expand
in,
it.
right?
Hey, let's go back to the test podcast when you couldn't remember Zach Wilson and you called him that dude from BYU. Talk
So
to us
what
about
happened?
LaMarcus Aldridge, man.
It honestly caught everyone off guard, to be real with you. This was the first that we heard about him in health problems. It was a irregular heartbeat that he had. When we heard he was going to the Nets, I mean, even in his like first game or two, he played pretty good. He went back to Trailblazer, Lamar. Now you got me calling the guy Lamar.
Hey, Lamar.
He went back to the good old days with the Blazers. The back to you, turn away, fade away jumper. So it was really shocking to hear that. I mean, of course, here at Regular Guys, we hope the guy, best for his career with whatever he does, where he's just relaxing, chilling with family. But yeah, it was really shocking. I definitely think it takes a huge hit on the Nets, not to where they can't still make it, but it's still somewhat of a big loss.
Yeah, that's scary news. It's got to be heartbreaking too for him to leave the sport he loves. We also heard about some more injury news. Jamal Murray, ACL tear. As of right now, the news says he's out indefinitely. Jake, are the Nuggets done? They sit at number 4 right now. What's their chances looking like?
Yeah, first round exit.
That was
think.
quick.
Yeah, you take Jamal Murray out. Who you got? Jokic. He's not going to carry the team offensively. It's going to take a big team effort, but the West is pretty stacked. Yeah, if they get out of the first round, I feel like that's a big win for them.
Yeah, who they have? They have Monte Morris. Monte Morris is the guy now, and from what I saw, they were in talks to bring Austin Rivers in. But yeah, they'll make the playoffs because of how far we are into the season. But yeah, I mean, Monte Morris, who is that guy? I don't know. Unless Porter Jr. is just going to show us he's the next coming of KD all of a sudden, then that's their only shot. But if he's not, and Aaron Gordon is
exactly,
still, yeah. Well, it'll be a first round exit more than likely.
Yeah, that's tough.
It sucks,
news,
man. It
yeah,
sucks.
yeah, that's really tough
bad.
news. I feel like the Nuggets trying to build something this year, but we gotta see. We gotta see what they can do. Hey, let's talk briefly about Luka, man. This guy's hitting game winners. He had a great game winner.
Off one foot also. Let's just say that.
Between two guys, not balanced. He's averaging, I think, like 28 points a game or something. Are we gonna start talking about Luka as the face of the league instead of LeBron? Matt, is that your boy?
I am going to say this with you guys listening as my witnesses.
Oh boy.
Luka Doncic is the face of the NBA right now.
Over
I
LeBron.
love LeBron over LeBron. LeBron's, yes, he's defeating Father Time. I'm here for it. But the things Luka is doing is just unrealistic. It's crazy. I mean, like Jake mentioned in the test pod, who should be MVP. It should be Luka because of what he means to that team. It's very LeBron-like. I mean, you take Luka off the Mavs, they're horrible. So Luka is the guy. He does everything. He has his hand in everything. Luka is the face. I'm sorry if you're a Durant fan. I love Durant, except for his hair. Get a brush, bro.
Trey Young
Um,
too.
He needs that polyfro discount.
Oh
yeah,
man, that
yeah.
Poly
Hit the poly
Bro.
for up.
Right.
Durant, if you're
Polyfro.com, hit
listening,
it up.
Durant, if you're listening, we know you like to respond to people. Hit my sister up, man. She'll give you a discount.
Jake,
But
do
yes,
you agree
Luka.
with that? Luka's the face of the NBA right now? Right now?
Right now, it's a toss-up. I think with Luka, I still think it's LeBron's league. Just right now, but I definitely Luka's right there. It's not like it's that far off. I'll take Luka over Greek Freak. Definitely
I
will take
agree.
that.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I could
I'll
agree with that.
definitely take
Yeah.
Luka over Greek Freak.
I agree.
Luka's just a different man. If you take Giannis off the Bucks, I still think
They're a pretty
make,
solid team.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got the pieces still.
That's the main reason why. And like Matt alluded to what I said in the Test podcast, the Mavs don't have a winning record right now. I don't think. Maybe one game above 500, but that's in the West where it's very difficult. So this man himself is keeping their playoff hopes alive. Luka's something else, and LeBron loves Luka because LeBron. I don't know if you guys ever heard this. He was
He
trying
wanted
to
to sign him to his own shoe.
yeah, because he was trying to do what Kobe did, and what Michael did with Nike. Just try to make your own brand off of Nike. So he wanted to make a LeBron company, and the first guy he wanted to sign was Luka. He loves Luka, so that tells you right there what kind of player he is.
As of right now, the Mavericks are 30-24, and they are the number 7th seed.
So a few games above 500.
This
Right?
guy said
Yeah.
he's one game above 500, and he's trying to make fun of me for saying
It's
LeBron.
all right. We're regular guys.
We're regular guys, bro. At least I got his name
Regular
right.
guys.
Regular
didn't call-
guys.
I didn't
we
call
got
him Lucas.
regular, slow internet. That's why our stats are a little bit behind. Jake's on that dial-up. Hey, last question. Let's wrap the NBA up. Let's get some thoughts from you. Are we talking about in a decade, 15 years from now, is Luka in that top 3 GOAT conversation we just had?
I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna say yeah.
Jake?
I don't see why not. Like, there's nothing in his game that tells me it's not something that can happen.
Yeah, and this is me banking that he wins a championship in that 10 years. In those 10 years.
Come back to the podcast then, 2036. If we're still here debating this, see if we got Luka in here. Fellas, let's get to the hype. I want to tell you guys something I'm really hyped about. That's disc golf. Now, I love the sport of disc golf, man. It's so addictive. It's so much fun. You guys know, you play it too. I'm better than both of you. It's not even close. But at least you get out there. But for me,
I'm
what I'm
good.
hype about, man, is that the season started. We got tournaments to watch. Every weekend, I'm watching a tournament. I don't know about you guys if you're that into it, but I love watching disc golf tournaments, man. This week, Jonesboro Open, and that's a big bomber course. We're going to see Garrett Gerthy out there throwing 500-600-foot bombs. Eagle McMahon, too. Ricky is just next level right now. His putting is insane. You can't leave out guys like Calvin, who just picked up a great win last week at the Vintage Open. He's starting to pick up steam. I think this is going to be probably the tightest contested tournament of the season so far. I haven't even mentioned Paul Macbeth yet. It's stacked right now, man. The disc golf field is stacked. It's fun to watch. It's getting more attention. I'm hyped for it.
Did you see that par save from Paul today?
I did.
That was insane.
So he misses a 30-footer, hits the top of the band. Of course, it's on an elevated basket that's downhill. It rolls to about 60 feet. He walks up to it with no practice, no looking, and just drills
Tosses
it.
that thing.
And just drills it. The man is not like us. He is not human.
That was insane.
But the competition is so good this year that he's even looking human. I think he only has the Memorial as his top win this year, man.
And the All-Star, but that didn't count as – that's just the All-Star.
No, that's just nothing. Nobody calls All-Star anything, but he's on a roll this year. I think he's just gonna have good competition, man. Eagles won some. Ricky's won. I think he's probably won the most right now. Ricky's number one rated player in the world right now. He's got a lot of good competition. That's all I got to say. Let's see what you guys are hyped for. Matt, what are you hyped for, man?
So I'll say one thing that I'm hyped for. I've been lifting weights for pretty consecutively for the last couple of months, and I will say this: if you lift weights, you will know how pleasing it is to lift weights with proper form. It's almost super addicting. Shout out to Swole Bro Joe if you're listening. Swole Bros for life, man. But yeah, a couple days ago, I'm trying to test out what my max is. Now, if you know me, I'm a pretty big guy. I'm trying to see what my max is. I hit 245 the other day, but it was not my max. I did 3 reps. So we got to go up and weight. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. But again, if you working out with proper form, it just becomes more addictive and you just only want to keep lifting. So that would be the one thing that I would say I'm pretty hyped about.
Hey, that's pretty sweet, man. I gotta get back in the gym. Start lifting again, man. I want my max to be 245, which is great because I weigh about 78 pounds. So if I hit 245, man, I'd be really happy about that. Jake, what are you hyped for, man?
So we actually touched on these shoes that are dropping in the test podcast. Matt had brought it up. They're the Air Jordan 1 High Royals. They are coming out this Saturday, tomorrow actually. Well, today we're recording the podcast on Friday, but Saturday these release, and I'm hoping not to take an L. And I found me a shoe plug, so I'm hoping it helps, so I can get that score. I can score those W's, because I'm not trying to have the sneaker app open and then says, "Well, nice try again." So I'm trying to secure those shoes. So I'm pretty excited about that.
So you, that's
Trying
your
to get
day.
back. Yeah,
That's your day tomorrow, then, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to get back in the shoe game.
I'm
I
super
left
salty.
it. I left it a little bit to collect discs, which I'm still doing little by little for disc golf. But I'm trying to get my sneaker game back up.
Yeah, man, I'm super salty. I was also too supposed to be trying to get these shoes, but my truck decided it had other problems. So
Walk then.
there went my shoe money.
You guys should have put a little bit of money in Dogecoin, is what you should have done.
All right, so next week on a regular.
Should have put a little money in Dogecoin, made some cash. Hey, we also reached out to you guys, the regulars, to see what you were hyped about. We got a couple responses here. The NWSL Challenge Cup. I got to be honest with you. I don't know anything about soccer. I don't watch soccer. I had to look up what these letters stand for. NWSL. I thought that was a rap group. I was like, is this Sisters with Voices? I didn't know what this was. Matt, you watching soccer, man?
Not necessarily, but I have been playing a lot of FIFA lately. I'm big into playing soccer games. I'll watch, I'll follow it here and there as far as what's kind of happening, but more so into FIFA itself.
I will say this: women's soccer, women go all out for soccer, man. Like,
Oh yeah, big time.
yeah. So it would probably make for something entertaining. We gotta check that out. Hey, check that out if you got a minute. NWSL Challenge Cup. We also had some people hyped about the 11s that dropped. So I've only ever owned one pair of Jordans. They were the black and white Continentals, man. So I actually really love 11s as well.
Yeah,
You own the 11s, man?
I got a couple pair of 11s. Last year for my anniversary, for the wedding anniversary, Adriana got me the Concords that released about like 2018. You got the 45 on the back. She got me those Concords, and then when we were dating, she got me the Derek Jeter lows, which I fell in love with. I wanted the high tops, but they only made like limited releases of those, and we weren't dropping 11K for some sneakers. But the ones that are coming out are the Legend Blues. So that's exciting. They're low also, but they're super clean. I love that icy blue bottom.
Yeah, man. I remember when I bought those 11s from my cousin. I gotta get him listening to this podcast. Hey, we also had a someone else who was excited. Your boy Cray, or is it Cree? Is
Oh
it Cree?
God.
This
Cree,
guy.
your boy Cree from
This it's
Captain
crazy.
Marvel.
Oh my god.
Shout out my boy Cree from Captain Marvel. What's up, shapeshifter?
Mad
Hey man,
disrespectful.
no
One of
Cray,
our OG followers.
Cray, thank you so much for the support, man. Cray's hyped about the NBA playoffs, man, which is taking a little bit of a hit with Aldridge out, with Murray out. Playoffs is usually the only time I watch a lot of NBA. You guys still excited for NBA playoffs this year? Lakers are injured. You still excited for the playoffs?
Yeah, I am.
100%.
What are you looking forward to?
Lakers repeat.
Wow. With no
Um,
with no hiccups, huh? Just
just straight repeat. Just switch.
So
Just
just
straight
walk.
repeat. Alex Caruso and all, just straight repeat.
Oh boy, Caruso carrying
Yeah,
the
man.
team.
Yeah, man.
I'm just happy to say that as of right now, my New York Knickerbockers are the 6th seed in the East. So that's an accomplishment in itself. So I'm just glad to see the Knicks right now in the playoff hunt. They don't even have to do the play-in. They're locked in right now. So I'm hoping they keep it going. They had some pretty big wins. They beat someone's Lakers last week.
Mm,
We want to go there. Just
mm.
saying.
Man.
I
Knicks
like
will get
it.
bounced in the first round.
I like it, man.
Hey, it's a playoff appearance. I'm taking it. That's a dub from a team with no superstar.
That's what we do now. We made it to the playoffs. That's all we care about, baby. Nah, it's championships.
Oh,
Championships.
if it's championships, then I
All right,
think
so let's
MJ's
go
the
back
GOAT
to
then. Is that what we just learned?
Then it's Bill Russell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
but we're talking about between.
Nah, Bill Russell, 13, case closed.
I fine. Bill Russell, and then
Then
and then
LeBron, then Jordan.
this guy.
Then
This guy. All right, this debate's never gonna be resolved. Hey, quick question since we were talking about it. Who's got the worst cut out of Caruso and Trey Young? Let's just.
Trey Young.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like Caruso's accepted the baldness a little bit. He's kind of. I feel like he's testing the waters, but Trey Young, I don't know, man. He's still trying.
Trey Young doesn't even care. He just wakes up, plays ball.
If
Like,
you had to rock one hairstyle for the rest of your life, you rocking the Trey Young patch, the KD never brushed, or the Caruso balding.
I'll take
got-
KD never brush.
yeah, I'm gonna go
But you
based
can't
off
brush it, though.
contract only.
But you can't brush
dang
it though, man.
Yeah, I don't want patches, man. I can't rock that Trey Young patch, and I don't want to be bald.
All right.
I'm just gonna go strictly off endorsements and contracts, and I'll let you know who I'll pick.
This guy.
We truly do enjoy those gentlemen, though. We hope they can take a joke. They will never hear this podcast. Well, that's our show this week, man. We think it was good. We hope you guys had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun debating, proving that LT is not the GOAT, that MJ is the GOAT of the NBA, and that disc golf should be watched. Check out Joe Miss Pro on YouTube for live disc golf coverage. We're PJ and Matt and Jake. We thank you, the regulars, for checking us out. Hey, look us up on YouTube when we go live. Check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor. We're everywhere you listen to podcasts. Also great too, check us out on Instagram. That's where you can catch up what's new with us, breaking news. We also might be dropping some merch. I don't know how you feel about a regular guy's hoodie or t-shirt, a regular guy's mask, a regular guy's hat. Might be rocking some merch here. Stay tuned. Stick with us. I'll let the fellas take us out.
We thank you guys again. Back for episode 2. We thank you guys for all the love that you've shown us. You guys killed it in the first week, man. So we're excited to continue on with this. We had fun with episode 2. Hope you guys like it.
Yeah, turn on those post notifications. Know when we, upload anything, IG post anything, and we appreciate all the critique that you guys give us. It helps us improve. So keep bringing those in. Love you guys. Peace.
Regular Guys Podcast.